Hey everyone, today we're going to be diving into PostgreSQL, a powerful database that works seamlessly with Python. At the end of this video, you'll know what it is, how it works, and even see a quick example of it. Let's get started. PostgreSQL is a free and open source relational database, meaning it's going to store your data in tables with rows and columns, just like Excel files. It's reliable, it's scalable, and it works with Python via libraries like SQL Alchemy. Let's see an example. All right, so let's go ahead and quickly set up our PostgreSQL. If you have your terminal open, you can go ahead and type in sudo apt install PostgreSQL contrib. This will install Postgre for you. Now that you have PostgreSQL installed, one of the things you're going to want to do is you're going to want to do a change to your administrative password. Out of the box, PostgreSQL will come with the administrative being Postgres and the password being Postgres as well. As you see here, I already had Postgres installed, so I've already changed my password, but here's where you want to run this command so that you can change your password to something more secure. Once you have run this, and you should be in the PSQL shell, you will then run an actual SQL command such as this with Postgres as your password and then your new password here. Next, we're going to install pgadmin4, a visual interface that we can use to manage our data. Here, what you should be putting into your lines, and let's go ahead. This is going to get what we need to install and run what we need to run. Now, this is going to install the desktop. Okay. We should have both PostgreSQL installed in our database running in our server, as well as the pgadmin4 app for a visual interface for us to use the database itself. So let's go ahead and put our database into pgadmin4. So now we should be able to go here, see the icon for it there. Okay, so now we can go ahead and create our new local server. Our server should be running on localhost in our own machine, so that would be the name that we assign it. We are going to go to connections, and we are going to go here. Localhost is the connection. The port should be standard. Maintenance database Postgres is the standard database that should come with. This username, unless you have changed it when you changed your password, should be the same username here. The password should be the password that you had set for yourself. And we are going to go ahead and save that. And it should now connect. As you see, it is now connected to our local database and it has a database there. This is the maintenance database that I just referred to, the Postgres database. And if we go down to the users, we should be able to see ourselves, the Postgres user. There we are. You now have both PostgreSQL server running in your database. You have your own database server running in your computer. You also have pgadmin4, the visual interface that you can use to interact with and work on this database. Before we're going to assume you have PostgreSQL already installed. So as you see, we have this going. So let's go ahead and go over to the Python to get started. So the first thing we're going to have to do is bring in the SQL Alchemy. This is going to bring the tool that we're going to use to connect to the database, as well as the other library that's going to help us interpret specifically PostgreSQL data, as you see PG. So then we need pandas as well. This is the library we're going to use to make the actual request itself. So let's get started. It's going to ask you for the database name. We are going to put then a user password, which obviously we're not going to show here, but we would also need the database URL. This is going to be standard because it's going to be the database that is in your computer, so localhost will do. Port is, again, standard because it's the standard port that PostgreSQL is going to use. The last thing you're going to need is the name of the database itself, and this is just a database that we had already created for another Django project. So then what we're going to do is we're going to create a test string to connect to the database itself using the library we imported and these items here that we have just now put together. We then are going to create the engine using SQL Alchemy, and we are going to create the table that we want to see. Then we could just go ahead and print it and see how that works for us. So let's go ahead and try it out. Now, as you see, this is what printed out. If we go over to the PostgreSQL, we can see that's what the table does actually look like. So and there you have it. That's PostgreSQL with Python for you. You now know the basics. You know what it is, how it works, and you've seen a quick example. If you want to dive in deeper, you can follow the links in our description. Don't forget to like and subscribe to keep learning and stay ahead of the innovation curve. See you next time.